welcome back. In this video, I'll be adding the Autopower Roll Bar, the Brid seats, and the Braum racing harnesses. I had a GoPro set up during the install, but like most things related to cars, the install took way longer than expected and the battery died before I was able to finish filming. So I thought I'd film each step now after the fact and just cut back and forth between the two sets of footage so you can see the entire process. So without further ado, on to the video. So today I'm heading over to my friend's house. His dad's gonna stop by too, give me a hand putting in the Autopower roll cage with the Bride Zeta III seats and some Braum 6-point harnesses. So hopefully today's a productive day. Let's get to it. So the first step, like you saw in the video, is to remove the stock seats. There's 4 bolts per seat. There's 2 in the front here and then 2 in the back. They're pretty simple to take out. After that, underneath the seat is the factory airbag plugs. These are kind of a pain in the ass to get out, but once that's all undone, the seats just lift out and it's pretty simple. That way it's easier to get the roll bar in the car. Alright, so after you get the main hoop in the car, the next thing you want to do is attach the legs. Now these can only go one way, so after you line up the bolt, just make sure that the plate is facing inward with the 2 bolts on the inside and the 1 bolt on the outside. So before you drill, you're going to want to remove the side skid plate here. Pretty much it's just attached with a bunch of those plastic rivets and I believe 3 screws as well. So once all those are taken out, this just drops right out and you can have access to the underside of the car to drill. So once you remove the under trays on both sides, it's time to finally drill. So using a 3/8 bit, just drill your first hole, slide the bolt through just to keep things from moving around, drill the remaining 2 holes, then line up the match plate on the other side, just use the included nuts, keep it nice and loose, then repeat the process on all 4 corners before you finally tighten everything nice and snug. And then after that, your car has a roll bar. So that's it for the roll bar. It's time to now move on to the harnesses and then the Brid seats. Apparently it's Brid. I was informed by my friend whose wife is Japanese that it's not Bride, it's pronounced Brid. So you learn something new every day, I guess. So if you're installing a 5 or 6 point harness, you're going to want to drill the submarine mounting bolt locations, obviously, before you install the seats. So it's pretty much the same process as when you drill for the roll bar. Just find a flat, level part of the floor. Make sure you miss any of the subframe lines and welds, and also any wires that are running underneath your carpet. So yeah, you just drill your hole, shove the eye bolt through, and then I ended up buying some base plates from Planted Technology, which work perfectly. You know, it just gives a bigger surface area on the underside, so in the event of a crash, these things aren't going to go anywhere. They're not going to be ripped out, and it worked out really well. So even though the Brid seat bracket instructions were all in Japanese, it's pretty easy to figure out how to put this thing together. The cool thing about the Brid seat bracket too is that it makes the seating position about 2 inches lower than the stock seating position, and it's height adjustable, as you can see here. So since I'm 6'5", I wanted it as low as possible, but we found out you can't actually use the lowest in the front because the seat rail actually hits the seat itself when you try to slide it back. So we got the middle position in the front and then the lowest position in the back. Once these are all bolted on, pretty much you just throw it back in the car and then you use the stock mounting locations and the stock hardware and bolt it all up, and then it's good to go. So last but not least, we have the harnesses. Now these are pretty straightforward, but the important thing to remember is on the shoulder straps, you want to make sure that the bracket is on top of the harness bar when you wrap it, and then just roll up the extra webbing and secure it with a zip tie just to keep things nice and tidy. And that's it, you're done. That's it for this video. I'm one step closer to turning this thing into a full-blown race car. So I hope you liked it. The next video should be at the first autocross event of the season. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this one and how I can improve it for the future. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later.